Ooh. What's up, fellas?
There we are. Can't see our faces.
Yeah. Those are the two best-looking torsos that I've ever seen in my entire life.
What's up?
Brandon, Ronnie, thanks for doing this. How you guys doing?
We're good. How are you? How are you holding up?
I'm good. We're good. We're good. It's so funny. I feel like it's a very easy thing to start conversations with, "Hey, how you doing?" But in this time right now, it's really just kind of a like, how are you guys doing for real? Is everything going okay?
So far, so good.
Good.
Yeah.
Good.
How about you?
I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. Where are you guys at right now?
We're in Park City.
Awesome.
Park City, Utah.
Very nice.
Yeah.
I saw you guys do something similar to this with Jimmy Kimmel a couple days ago. Ronnie, do you just live with Brandon now at his house?
Yeah.
the band that quarantines together stays together?
That's right. We're at my house right now. We live close, so it's easy to switch.
Oh, okay. So
we've got a closed cell relationship, so we don't. It's just this is all I have.
Good. Yeah. I knew that Brandon had moved to Utah. I didn't know that you had moved as well, Ronnie. Let's talk about the new song "Caution," which is a little bit about the move from Vegas, right? Kind of getting out of your comfort zone. Brandon, is that correct?
For me, yeah, that's what it was. That was what spawned it. Yeah, I had it floating around for quite a while, but it was nice to finally finish it off. And it's wild that it's out there, but it is.
Sure. It's so funny. I don't think I'll ever forget the day that it was released because on one end of things, we had this very exciting brand new song from the Killers. And that Thursday was also the day a lot of what's happening in the world became very, very real for people. Like that was the day that Disneyland announced that they were going to close. And that was the day that a lot of the major sports leagues announced that they were going to be postponed. I was curious what that day was like for you guys, because obviously it was a day you were looking forward to for a long time to have the music out, but then all this other stuff was going on. What was that like for
you? This whole thing's been kind of surreal. It was it's a hell of a song to be released on a day like that. Songs I have choice. But it's just, we haven't dealt with anything like this before, so we're just surfing the wave of uncertainty.
Of course. Yeah, everybody, I think, is trying to figure it out in their own way, kind of on their own timeline, for sure. The video for Caution has been released. It is indicative of a longer film that has to do with this album. I was wondering if you could talk about this film that you guys are making or have already made.
Yeah, we kind of did it in conjunction with Apple, and it's going to come out. We don't have an exact date. The record comes out May 29th, so hopefully with that. And it's done by a director named Sing Lee and his wife, and we're still in a process of viewing and making comments, and but we're excited for it.
Have you done anything like that before? Kind of had that big a visual element married to one of your records?
No.
This is the first idea that's been thrown at us to do a short film using our music.
Sure. What was appealing about this particular idea? Why was now the time to pull the trigger?
I suppose the most appealing part was to be able to essentially get 3 videos out of a short film and have it be sort of an event, a bigger thing than just a 3-minute music video.
Yeah.
Conceptually the album was pretty concise, and we felt like somebody could take it, and Sing seemed to be the right person to take it and sort of give us that other element, that a visual element, like Ronnie said.
Sure. We kind of touched on caution and at least the themes for you, Brandon, behind that. What are, if you're talking about kind of conceptually the record, what are kind of the concepts about this record? What did you find yourself writing about, and what made its way on there?
I started thinking about what, there's a lot of talk, about what it is to be an adult, and whether, a lot of that is based around independence.
Mm-hmm.
And I started thinking, once you're independent and you're an adult, is that it? Is that enough? And I started to realize that there's more to it than that. There's something about connecting with someone and bonding with someone and persevering with someone else that takes it even further. And I believe in that progression, and I think I wanted to try to capture that, with lyrically with this record.
Sure. Do you ever stop and go, this is it? Like, I am an adult. This is what's happening. This is my life right now. I've been an adult for a long time. I still feel like I do that all of the time.
I think it's a process.
Sure, absolutely.
Especially when you're in a rock band, it's a process.
Yeah.
It's almost they almost beckon you to sort of stave off any sort of maturity.
Sure.
For as long as
For
possible.
better or worse. Who is? I was wondering if you could help me out. This pretty lady. Where did this is the cover art for the album?
No, that's the single.
Okay, this is single. Okay.
And that we found this fantastic artist named Thomas Blackshear, and all of his work will be throughout the whole campaign. It's going to be every single and the album cover.
Okay. Was there something specifically kind of about this painting right there that you were drawn to, or his art is reason you used it?
Yeah, no, I mean that she looks freed.
Yeah.
And she's on the wind, and she's a little bit wild, and that represented perfectly what Caution did.
Awesome. Cool. I know, or I've read that this is maybe as collaborative a record as you guys have made. There are guests kind of all over the place. A lot of female guests, which I don't know if this represents that or not, but there seems to be a connection there. Can you talk about some of the people that worked on the record?
Yeah, the record actually has a man and a woman on it too, so we wanted to have a female component for sure. And so we were lucky enough to be able to get some great women on the record, and we have Natalie from Wise Blood and Katie Lang and Lucius, all delivering some great vocals. Yeah.
Was that new for you? And what about these songs kind of lent itself to you going out and making asks and having these artists come and be part of this?
Well, I mean, I guess the impetus behind that was sort of doing the record with the idea that we wouldn't have our guitar player and our bass player around all the time. So we had to get creative and sort of own that aspect of making this record. And so we owned it, and we decided to call for help when help was needed. It also helped doing the record. We did a lot of it in Los Angeles, so it was kind of, the accessibility was there.
Nice.
And so we just, let's call Lindsey Buckingham. Let's see if he wants to come.
Which I just saw within the last couple of days that Lindsey Buckingham from Fleetwood Mac does the solo on Caution. Like, it's got to be a dream come true kind of for any musician. How did that whole thing happen?
It was just over dinner. We talked about bringing him in, talking about who was at the top of the list, and he's definitely at the top of the list of people we would want to. It's one thing to just have them on the record, but it's another thing when they actually elevate the record and have such a presence. I mean, that moment when he's playing, it really is an important part of that song, and it's such a singable guitar solo, and we're just really thankful that he was able to come and work with us.
Yeah, sure. I bet collaborations like that, especially with a guy like that, I would imagine, and correct me if I'm wrong, I've never been in that situation, has the potential to put you guys in an awkward spot. You have a song, you hand it over to a guy like Lindsey Buckingham. He came back with something that was incredible and worked, and like you said, elevated the song, which is great. Was there any trepidation, like, what do we do if he comes back with something and it doesn't work?
Well, it was helpful to actually be in the same studio.
Oh, okay.
Time.
Yeah.
And he didn't just do the solo. There's other guitar parts that he put in there as well. And when we were talking about having a guitar element in there, or what we needed was a guitar element, or this dinner conversation. It was we needed somebody like Lindsay to come in and sort of see it through.
Sure.
And it worked out.
I'm glad you clarified that, Ronnie, because I feel like anytime you hear about collaborations these days, it's just a band mailing a piece to somebody and they email it back, and very rarely are people in the same studio.
Yeah, it's typically
that's kind of very cool, very old school of you guys being in the same room together.
Yeah.
I saw that Mark was in the video for Caution, you guys' original bass player, but he's no longer touring with the band. Was he involved in the creative process, kind of the writing and the recording of the album?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome. Cool.
Yeah. What's that?
Yeah, I was curious because he's not touring with the band. He still has that role, and it was nice. It was nice to see that familiar face in the video. It's like, oh hey, there's Mark.
Yeah.
It was great. Well, obviously, when you wrap up conversations like this, you say, hey, what's the rest of the year look like? And I don't think anybody right now 100% knows what the rest of their year looks like, but you guys haven't announced tour dates. Those tour dates, for the most part, are still in place, but not on sale. Kind of what do you think will happen? What do you hope will happen for the Killers in 2020?
Well, I mean, we're all hopeful we can get over this and get back to normal. But we're just sort of being as sensitive and as calm and clear-headed as we can be, and respectful of like people that are in big cities living on top of each other, and income hardships, things like that. So we didn't want to put our shows on sale,
Of course.
just to be respectful. But I mean, we're hoping for the best, and but also bracing for impact.
Of course. Ronnie, I'm glad you brought up economic hardships, because you and I think maybe the band as a whole chose a specific kind of, I don't want to call it a charity, but a fund that people could help that was near and dear to your hearts, being from Vegas, to help out service workers and bartenders. I wonder if you could talk about that a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, we come from Las Vegas. Our parents and family were in the service industry, and so we know firsthand how that affects a family. If you don't have that money coming in, and so that was the first, the immediate thing that kind of triggered the conversation is that sort of looking to our family and our friends back home in Vegas.
Sure. Being away from the city does not mean that it's not still very near and dear to your heart, for sure. Well, fellas, thank you. Despite, again, all the stuff happening in the world, congratulations on the new song. We were very excited about the new record, and whenever it happens, excited to see the Killers back on the road again.
Hey, man, thank you.
Absolutely, we appreciate you taking the time. I don't feel like it's often that a band this far into their career is as good as they have ever been, and this band is absolutely that, and that's a hard thing to do, and it's a credit to you guys. So
wow, thanks. Thank you for noticing.
Thank you.
Hey, I have noticed. Absolutely. Cool, fellas.
You're trying, man.
Yeah, you're doing a good job. Stay safe. Again, appreciate you taking the time. The fireside chat with the Killers is
You like that? It's a real fire.
Yeah, I know. That's legit. That's no screen.
Do we talk to these people that are coming through here or no?
You can say hi to anybody. You can say hi to Hudson. You can say hi to there's
hello, Hudson. La Tia Mariana.
Yeah, look at that.
Junglist Rabbit. Hello, people.
Hello, people.
Right.
All right.
We could do this all day.
Yeah.
For sure.
Dangerous
sorry, I didn't know what was happening. Okay.
I had one last question. Is this
Okay.
the greatest promo run that you guys have ever done? You just get to hang out at home and just like turn on a thing and then you're done with it?
It's different for us. Yeah.
It's
Our first live performance of Caution was in a bathroom.
I saw that. It was
Yeah. So that we've never done that before.
It was awesome. You nailed it. If you want to do a whole show in the bathroom, nobody's going to complain.
All right.
Might have to.
All right, fellas.
Thanks.
Cool.
Thanks
All
for
right,
having us.
Thank you so much.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye, y'all.
Bye now. That's